What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today I'll be going through my team selection for Game Week 8, which is only a couple of days away now. The international break is almost over. The long dreaded 2-week break is coming to an end. So I'll be going through all my changes. There's some big news in this video, so stay tuned. But before we do that, we'll go through Game Week 7, how I did, and why I'm making specific changes to my team for Game Week 8. But before we get stuck into all that, if you haven't liked the video so far, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button. Help us get to that 1K subscribers mark, which we are now not too far away. So let's get stuck into the video and see how we did in Game Week 7. So as you can see on screen here, so I got 38 points, which was the average for Game Week 7. However, minus the 8, which was the hits I took during that week because I made 3 transfers. So effectively, I got 30 points. But I was in line with the average point scores per team. So I was slightly disappointed. I thought I should have done better. But we'll go through and break down how we've done in that game week. So Sanchez got me a clean sheet against Arsenal. It was a good clean sheet as well. Livramento got me an assist, which was a return against Chelsea. Could have had more, to be fair, but 4 points at Stamford Bridge, despite losing 3-1. I think I did a good job personally there as well. In terms of Southampton, looking forward, in terms of their fixtures, we can look here from the fixture schedule. They're actually second on the fixture difficulty planner, so maybe me factoring in, keeping him in my squad might be a good shout because he is offensive and, he does play week in, week out. So Livramento might be a shout for a player that I might persist with even over the next 5 game weeks. Then we had Alonso. So Marcus Alonso came into my squad along with Rudiger. Didn't feature at all. Chilwell started and he got a goal as well. So for me, I wasn't too impressed. I thought Alonso had done enough to warrant a start because of his form, but that has kind of made me think, do I really want to go down the double Chelsea route? Do I want to consider a new plan? So we'll discuss all that. I wasn't too impressed, and that pretty much broke down my game week from the beginning and the start on Saturday. And then Rudiger got 2 points, obviously, for the 90 minutes, but they conceded against Southampton. Southampton were unlucky. They could have scored a lot more. Have we seen Chelsea now be very, very... what's the right word to say? I'd say open, where we were thinking they were invincible in terms of defensiveness. Could be potentially. So should we rather look to double up on Chelsea defenders or Man City defenders based on their fixtures? We'll discuss that as this stream goes along. Then we got Rafinha, who got me 3 points. Again, had a quiet week. Could have had some returns, but, with the fixtures that we have for Leeds coming up as well, so we can review that from here. They're the third best in terms of the fixture difficulty after Chelsea and Southampton. Southampton, Wolverhampton, Norwich seem fixtures where he could get some good returns. And then Leicester and Tottenham have had a tricky start to this season where I believe that, he can pick it up again and get the returns which we are hopeful of from Rafinha. And we've got Diego Jota, again, a blanked week. I've been patient with him. Do I have any intentions to get rid of him at the moment? No. Yes, in terms of fixtures, they're not ideal, but they've got Watford in the next game. So maybe keeping him in for another week may be something which I'm tempted to do. I don't intend to get rid of him at the moment. Yes, there's a risk of rotation, but he's one of those subs that even if he comes on, he can be impactful, sometimes even more than when he starts. So he's staying and remaining in my squad despite blanking again, which is, I'd say, about at least 3 out of the last 4 game weeks that he has played for me. And then we had Demarai Gray, who got 2 points, but was part of the setup of the goal against Manchester United. Unlucky not to get any FPL points, but had a good game. And I generally thought, he could have got more points in terms of bonus, but generally Everton played a good game that week, so it was unlucky to come away with just 2. Salah pretty much saved my game week along with most FPL managers. In hindsight, maybe captaining him would have been a good choice. We look at last season's 2 games against Man City. He got a return in both games. He's got a return in this season as well. So maybe playing Man City isn't too daunting. Sorry about that. For Mo Salah. So maybe considering him as a captain next time against Man City might be something that crosses my mind. But did it phenomenally well. Brilliant goals. 13 points. And, he's there to stick and stay. Now, Ronaldo, captain for me, and for most, he was probably one of the highest captain players of the weekend. Disappointing, benched by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No returns, 2 points only. 1, which was doubled to 2. Not too impressed. What does this mean for Ronaldo? Will he be rotated more frequently? Ronaldo showed his disgust. Should we persist with Ronaldo now? Should we look to move over to Lukaku? We will discuss all that in this stream. But for me, generally, I was disappointed because I thought against Everton, it was a good chance for him to make a statement, get 90 minutes, scored the last minute winner against Villarreal midweek. So his confidence was pretty high. Just surprised me. And, once that week started off with him getting only 2 points, I knew it was a long road ahead for me to get back in to getting some good points for that week. Antonio got 2 points as well for me. A surprise blank week personally. But, Antonio's Antonio. They got some difficult fixtures coming up, have West Ham. But generally, I will look to persist with him. If he's fit, I think he is good enough, even despite having difficult fixtures, to still be in your squad. He's got high ownership as well, so pretty much nearly 45% of managers have him. So if he does come off, it should help your ranking quite a bit. And then we've got Maximin, again, had a blank week, so my strikers between him got 6 points, which doesn't help if you've got 3 strikers on the pitch. He's had a good start to the season, a rare, quiet week. Had some really good chances during the game as well, but just couldn't convert them. The game after, they come back from the international breakers against Tottenham, who defensively haven't been that great. So maybe persisting with him for one more week might be something that I look to do. So that was my game week 7, how the team did, and what overall score they received. So, there was a massive knee-jerk reaction from me personally. I was very hurt. I was talking about mega changes, taking potential hits. I was convinced by most of you guys who were on that live stream to come out of it, potentially look to not take those hits as well. But, I sat down for a very long time. I reflected on my team and I thought of a long-term plan. And, what I'm going to do now, it might surprise most of you, but for me, this had to be done because I just gave it a whole look over and it just wasn't working. So this plan now is to pretty much game week 20. So I've effectively taken a hit. It's like a wild card that I've played without having a wild card. So I have made a total and I've taken a hit of minus 16. Yes, indeed. I've made 6 transfers and I've taken a hit of minus 16. So let's go through the squad that I have picked, or the transfers that I have made, and show you guys what my team now looks like. So we've changed from generally my template and the way of thinking that I used to go. So let's start from the back. So Edison has come in, so I've gone for a premium keeper. Now, usually, if you look to my videos from the start of the season and when I've been generally posting this through, I always have looked to stay away from premium goalkeepers. Now, I generally thought that there wasn't no risk or reward in there, but for me personally, I've gone away from the double up or triple up potentially on Chelsea defenders, and I've moved to Manchester City, and I'll tell you why. If we look at some of the fixtures here, so let's go for the easier fixtures. These are the fixtures that you see for Chelsea here. You can see the next 5 look decent all the way up to Burnley. Leicester away is going to be a challenging game for Chelsea. However, let me take you guys back. Let me show you to Rudiger here. So if we click on here. So after game week 12, they got Manchester United, Watford, West Ham, Leeds, Everton. So they're not too bad either. But if you look at in terms of Manchester City, let me show you Edison's fixtures. So as you can see from here, they go from Burnley, Brighton, Crystal Palace. Manchester United is a difficult game. Everton at home, West Ham United at home. It's marked as red, but I think it should be a fairly simple game for them. If you look at their fixtures all the way down to game week 20, which includes Villa, Watford, Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, Brentford, I generally believe that's a really good run to have. And, to game week 20, that's 12 game weeks where I can literally pick and forget 3 from Man City. Now, the ones I've chosen is obviously Edison, I think, will keep his place. Diaz is pretty much nailed on as well. So 28.4% of managers have chosen him. I've selected him at the moment, 6.1 million price. And again, it's just the fixtures that I've taken for. So all the way up to game week 20, pretty much around Christmas, these guys are nailed, picked, and selected, and they won't be changed. So Cancelo is included as well. A lot of the questions came to me around was rotation, but at the moment he's played pretty much every minute. Yes, if he does get rotated, that's just a hit that I'm going to be willing to take because I've got the cover now on the bench. And in regards to Cancelo, not only does he play left back, he can also play right back. So if he's looking to potentially get another place in the squad for Kyle Walker as well, it makes him just more likely for him to be available for that game week in specific. So that's why I've chosen Cancelo. He is in my squad now. So the back lines up with Man City, triple defence. I've kept Rudiger in. So Diaz and Cancelo. Who have they come in for in terms of being expense wise? So I've taken out Alonso and I've taken out Trent Alexander-Arnold. So let me just take the team up here as well. So two City defenders have come in for them too. And then I've kept Livramento on the bench. Hood and Gilmore will be changed as weeks go along, but I'm not looking to take any hits on them as we speak at the moment. I've got Salah, who's going to be my captain, but he's not set in stone for captain for every single game week. It's just for the Watford game. Then they've got Manchester United, Brighton, West Ham, Arsenal. So they've got hit and miss games at the moment in terms of difficult, manageable. So he is going to remain in my squad. 61.3% of managers own him, which is ridiculous considering he's got 10 returns already with 6 goals, 4 assists, and the highest point scorer with 70 points. Rafinha stays in. In terms of leads, so far he's got 3 goals, but fixtures-wise, they do look pretty tasty for him. So Bamford, if he's fit, could be a good choice for you to look into as well, but I've kind of gone away from Bamford. So we've got Southampton, Wolves, Norwich in the next 3 games, then Leicester, Tottenham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford. So pretty much up to game week 15, he looks like a good player to have in, and then they have a difficult run, but still Rafinha for 6.5 mil when I got him in, but 6.6 mil at the moment, 20% ownership, does look a good player to have in your squad. And then we've got Jota, so I'm keeping Jota. Did not take Jota out, so still 17% of managers own him, and he's pretty much one of the top. I think he was in the top 10 most transferred player in anyway in this game week. A lot of managers have sold him as well, don't get me wrong, but he's still transferred in quite heavily, so I guess people who are playing wildcards are looking to go for him. Only 3 goals so far, but trust me, he will have some games, I'm certain, in the next couple of game weeks where he will get a return. Obviously risk a rotation with Firmino, but he still is very lethal when he comes in off the bench. And we've discussed Liverpool's fixtures, some good ones in there, some difficult ones like Manchester United at Old Trafford, West Ham at London Stadium, Everton away in game week 14. So there's some difficult games in there. But even Arsenal at home will be a good game at Anfield. We'll just have to wait and see how much time he is given. And then we've got Townsend. So I've taken out Damari Gray and I've brought in Townsend. So is that too much of a knee-jerk? Potentially could be. Have I knee-jerked too much? But now the reason why I've done this is Damari Gray has done nothing wrong whatsoever. But for me, Townsend's just doing so much. I just couldn't have going for another week with not having him in. 5.6 now. There are some people out there who are thinking he might fade away and he might not do as well. There is always that risk as well. But so far, whenever I see him play, I just feel so... I feel like I'm missing out on something if he's not in my squad, if that makes sense. We're not too sure about Calvert-Lewin if he's back yet or not, but he's got the penalties until he's not around back in the team. So again, he had a good game at Manchester United as well, scored and got the 3 bonus points as well. In terms of fixtures, they do kind of change a bit. West Ham, Watford, Wolves look like good games to be in. Tottenham might be a good game for them as well. Then they've got Man City, Brentford, Liverpool, Arsenal. So there's some difficult fixtures coming ahead, but it's offensively, they do look good. So, you know, if you do want to double up on like Gray, Townsend, Decore, along with Calvert-Lewin once he's back, might be a good shout for you in the long run. So I've kept Antonio in the squad. They've got Everton away. He's at 8 mil at the moment. 45.6% of managers have him because he's got 9 returns with 5 goals, 4 assists with 49 points. Now, their difficult fixtures are starting to come in now. So Everton, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Liverpool. Then they've got Wolves, Man City, Brighton, Chelsea. Now, that does not mean he can't score. He's owned so highly. So not having him in your squad may be a risk. So for me, what's the right thing to say is I'll say still stick with him. He is a great. And he will come good. There's no reason why he can't score in these games as they come along. So for me, Antonio remains and he will be part of my Game Week 8 squad. Now, I've taken out Ronaldo, and I've brought in Lukaku. Now, it's come up with a muscle injury. I don't know too much information around his injury itself, but he says 75% chance of playing, so I think he should be okay to go and be fit for the weekend. If not, I do have cover on the bench for it to come on. 29 points so far, 3 goals, kind of lost a bit of form in the last couple of games. 4 games without a goal, but scored a phenomenal goal for Belgium and then had one ruled off for offside as well. So it looks like he is coming into some really good form against France. We'll just have to wait and see if he can replicate that in the Premier League. So we can show you his fixtures there. I've made a nice little graph here to show you the comparison between Lukaku versus Ronaldo. Now for me, Ronaldo, as a United fan, whether he's in my FPL team or not, if he scores, I'm happy because he's doing well for my team. But psychologically, if I was doing a game week squad at the start of the season, these were the first 5 fixtures, I would still go Lukaku because those fixtures are too good to miss out on. Now, does that mean I won't bring back Ronaldo in my squad? Of course I will. But for now, I'm going to persist with Lukaku. and see where that takes me for the week ahead. For me, Ronaldo will be hungry to prove a point. Leicester, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City are certainly tough games. Will you be bold enough to keep him? Will you be even more bold enough or aggressive enough to captain him? That'll be something that'll be worth seeing from some FPL managers, because if he does come off in those games and, let's say, Lukaku fails or isn't fit enough to start, that will help your rank massively. So that's the debate at the moment. I personally have gone Lukaku rather than Ronaldo. He's one of the highest sold players in the game for this game week. Who would have thought that when Ronaldo came into FPL game itself? But Lukaku's owned by 37% of managers, so it's going to be Brentford away for him this week. Is it going to be him captain or Salah? I think Salah universally this game week will be the highest captain player, but I think in game week 9 it's going to be Norwich at home, so United versus Liverpool, so I think he might get the captaincy nod during that game week. So that was my final player that I took out from the team, which made it 6 transfers. And now we've got St. Maximin. So I've persisted with him, despite him blanking last week. I think he should be able to come off, hopefully with some returns. They've got Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Brighton, Brentford. So not too bad of fixtures. They've now got the Saudi owners. Who knows, £200 million may be spent in January. Will Kane be going to Newcastle? Now that will be worth seeing if that does take place, but I've persisted with him. Now for me, I'm not too sure about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If he's fit after this game week, I will be looking to potentially take out, say, Maximin and bring in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So my squad will look pretty much identical, the same, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin in there as well. Now, I do have an option potentially at some point to downgrade Jota to like an Mbembo and upgrade Rudiger to like a Trent Alexander-Arnold. But for now, I do want to kind of take advantage of Chelsea's fixtures defensively. Once those 5 game weeks are over, then certainly I can look to do that indeed. Or I could literally just downgrade Jota to like a 6 million player, probably like an Mbembo or maybe a bit higher, someone like a Ben Rama or some other player around that time. Like, you could look at potentially Sarr in the same bracket once his fixtures get easier, and then upgrade Lukaku in terms of price-wise to Ronaldo when the fixtures do start to ease out for Manchester United. But this is what my game week looks like. This is what my team looks like for game week 8. Salah will be my captain. I've made these changes. Yes, I've taken the hits. Yes, I will get criticised for doing that. But guys, it had to be done because I generally did not like the makeup of my squad, and injuries and rotations were starting to get to me. But I'm very, very satisfied with the squad. I'm generally hopeful that not only this week, over the next 10 to 12 weeks, I should get some good returns and my rank should improve. Obviously, losing 16 points, I'll go down to around 386 points, which should make me around 2.4 mil in ranking. Ranking, I'm not too worried about at the moment. It's game week 30 or 25-30 is where I start looking at rankings. But for now, if I'm in around the top 2 million, I am satisfied that I can make up the ranks in the next coming weeks indeed. So that's my squad, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Join the FPL INKLING League code. The code is stated there. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have I discussed the players that you're looking at? Do you like the makeup of my squad? Do you think I did the right thing? You are entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to criticise me. You're entitled to say I've done the right thing. It's your personal opinion. But for me, I think I've done the right thing. It's a personal hit that I've taken, but for me, it's like a wild card. I played another one. I've taken the hit. Let's see if this rewards me in the long run. If you haven't liked the video yet, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed to FPL INKLING, please hit that subscribe button. We are now edging towards the 1K mark. Let's hit that as soon as possible. I want you guys to take care. Stay tuned for some more content for FPL, and I'll be back with some more content very soon.